Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. I came back to space because the comments told me off, kind of. So there were a lot of comments about how to really use this. And I was thinking that the collect mode is just that, a mode where you can basically collect things. So, but people said that the collect mode is different, where it basically collects just what you want to have. So I will test that and see if the people are right about that. So the work mode is collect. I have just opened up the cobalt for drilling. That's the weird thing. That's the settings for drilling and not for collecting. And down here I could set anything. I could go and say I just want to have ores. So let me turn that off, because that is the setting for collection. So if there is something I'm missing here, then I don't know. People say that's how it works. So I want to turn that on, and it should only grab cobalt. So let us wait. What happens? It does exactly that. It just grabs cobalt. That's amazing. Okay, that's good. That's a good thing, because now we can be very specific with what we want to have and reduce the destruction to a minimum, let's say it that way. That's neat. Man, this mod is so overpowered. Someone wanted me to test the walk around thing. Again, I know that, but for me that's at the moment not really interesting. You can basically control the area with your body basically, and again, that's at the moment not really interesting for me. And I want to more use this now. This is neat, because now with being able to just pick out specific things, we can leave, for example, stone around. So if we want to drill into an asteroid, we can basically hollow that thing out, getting all the necessary materials, but leave the structure intact. That's a good thing. Okay, people. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that again. That's always neat to have people that mention it. That's the thing is, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm testing out these things basically most of the time just for the first time. And with this, again, I jumped relatively blind into it. I just watched a tutorial by someone else, and so again, it's a thing where I test out things. Don't be too angry with me if it doesn't work out in the first tries of doing that. Good. One thing we should take a look at is, do we have enough materials? And I want to bring up my health again. So the ship is still not producing stuff, but it still should hold some maybe interesting things that we should grab. Uranium. Okay, we don't need that. I want to bring down some more of the quantum black solar panels. Just because we might want to have them. So 130 would be good. Let us see if we have the materials for that. If we can just produce it, hopefully. Come on, that should work out. I have materials for it. Maybe not enough. So we're still running on these materials. Yeah, we are running out of platinum. Cobalt, we should have enough cobalt now. Uranium, we should still have that. Silver, we should still have that. So here, maybe it is platinum. Let us take a look. One thing people suggested was to use the drill and fill for the harvesters, and I have to say that's something I don't want to do. The harvester, again, the harvester is just, it's a project to round this all out. It's not a crazy mining machine. There could be things I could do that could be just a lot crazier, that work far more efficient. Okay, we have enough platinum here. And so again, it's not necessary to make that thing completely perfect. And the materials I'm using up, it's so, don't know, it's so small amounts that it definitely is not worth setting up that kind of crazy machine to grab everything out of the earth that I can just grab. And again, it would defeat the style purpose of the whole thing. So again, using it to drill out passages and maybe make asteroids habitable or something like that, I would use that for that. But as crazy mining machines, I wouldn't like to do that. I have so many things that make mining so much easier. Like, don't know, these drills. These drills are just crazy. They are the tier drills, and they are completely upgraded. They are just OP as hell. And going in with the drill and fill, that would be even crazier. So let us see. Quantum black solar panels. How many do I have? Let's wait a moment to hopefully get enough so that we can build another set of the quantum blacks just on top of the carryall. And then we need to go down there and work more on that thing. Also statue work. I didn't want to do that on camera, and I might still not do that. Today I wasn't planning to record today. There were other things I had to do, but these other things kind of solved themselves, and so I can basically interject and do some work here. Good, let us wait a few seconds more. Come on. It's only 6 more. Good. I will go back to the planet. We'll do some work, and we'll see where I can start up the recording again. Good. Let us, yeah, I will see you in a second. Space Engineers is not too happy when I start to build on these things, for example, because then it starts to get wonky. So I land, and then it starts to bounce me over the floor, or I can't walk upstairs anymore. So I had to restart the game. I completely forgot to record. Kind of, I was working on this, and again, from close by, it looks bad. But if you go away, it's okay. It works. So there will be, so the backside needs to be done, and then surrounding areas around it. So don't go too close to it. One thing I found just by sheer chance is I found finally a map of the palace, or the layout of the palace, and from there I kind of have to go through and find out where all the rooms should be. That one thing, for example, I noticed is that there is a room over here. I didn't know that, and now I have to kind of see how I do all the layouting later. This thing is chugging away. I moved it a bit so that it digs out a bit more. One thing I find curious is why it does this, why it does diagonals, but it seems it has to do with the voxels, because it starts to also dig out diagonals here. And maybe that's the explanation why we get this hobbly floor so why we don't get smooth floor, because maybe it's laid out in, I don't know, weird shapes that lead it to be, and in the end, in diagonals. For example, the terrain in 7 Days to Die is all built up basically out of how is this thing called? It looks a bit like a diamond shape. That's not the correct thing. It's basically two pyramids attached on the bottom, and it's maybe that is the same here. I don't know. I worked more on the carry-all too. Closed it off, and now I'm at the moment. I wanted to wait for all the things to get ready, and you can see that I kind of lost it while I was doing the statue, because it kind of finished everything that I wanted to finish. So I've put in more vaporators, hope that this speeds up the whole process. I'm not sure. Could take a look and see how much ice is going through here. I don't see any ice at the moment. That's not good. Why is there no ice production at all right now? No, there is ice production. Maybe I don't see it. It's so minute that I don't see it in the processors. Okay, there it is. That's not a lot. That's really not a lot. But okay, we will fill up the tanks, then let it hover somewhere, and if it runs out, it runs out. So I also added some more lifting thrusters, because the whole thing gets heavy. I have the feeling. I've brought in a lot more armor on this side. We can maybe take a look where I still need to add some. So I wanted to get rid of these lines. These lines kind of show up wherever one of these diagonals goes over into the next one, and if there's no block like this behind this, then there will be a line, and I want to get rid of them, so I need to bring in a lot of blocks. But on this side it seems I was relatively successful. That's a good thing. So the next thing will be the other side, and I want to go over the here and then here. That should be doable. Another thing I want to do is work with colors down here. Maybe keep all this in gray so that it contrasts what we have. The brownish tint, and then yeah, I still need to kind of figure out a good way to work with the colors here. That at the moment is too flat, and we need to also work a bit on the whole structure again. It needs something more, I would say. One thing I want to add is also spotlights. I want to test out the new, these angle spotlights, see how they work with the ship, so that it kind of illuminates the area below it. I don't know. And I also got some more, not footage, but pictures of the palace. I will work more on that. For example, these need to be a bit higher, but they step in basically, and then I have to adjust the height of this, the height of this. There needs to be some things around here. It could be flat on the sides, and I might have to adjust the height of this thing too, because what I didn't see is that the whole palace in the game itself is not embedded into a mountain. I wanted to have it that way because there's depictions of the palace kind of with the mountain in the background and all this stuff. In the game it's basically freestanding, but I will interpret this very much differently. But the thing is that the sides here are much higher, and this part here is much higher. So no, we will not go somewhere up here, but I want to bring at least a few blocks more height in here and a bit more height in. This is also done so we could have balconies here, basically, but the openings would be too crazy. And there's a different version of the game for the Sega CD or something like that. They chose a similar style for the whole thing, changed it up a bit. I have to take a closer look at this. It's kind of crazy how much you can go into details when it comes to that. But again, we are not completely on the how's it, prop forum kind of details. I don't need to know everything, but get it close to what there is. I like it. I need to relocate the miner. We should maybe do that too. Find a good position for that thing and then start up the drills again. I'm not sure if I'm running low on something. Let us maybe assess the situation, because I think I'm getting close to getting the carrier where I want it to be. And after that, I kind of want to tour the galaxy a bit more, let's say it that way, and maybe take a look at the moons and at the other planets, just to see how they are structured, so that, yeah, I don't know, maybe we can start something else up there and get some suggestions in for what we could have as a theme there. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. So let me take a look. Okay, we have tons of material. We are missing out on gold. We are missing out on platinum. Platinum we will not find down here. We have cobalt. Not a lot. So maybe cobalt would be a good thing if we can find that there in the spice flats. This rover, I need to change that again. These wheels are bad for the rover. I had the rover sunk into the ground on one side. It seems that physics and these wheels don't interact well with each other, so we might bring that back, roll it over, bring that back, and then maybe try to add some different wheels to it. Maybe. Oh, come on. how can we do this? Maybe we can use the remains of the ornithopter, I would say. That should be strong enough to lift that thing and then maybe turn it over. So what can we do here? Lay it on its side. That's some flying again. It's also a thing that kind of the world has. It goes into, the whole world goes into relatively weird territory, or it starts to. That's sadly the case with all the builds we have here and everything that we have set up. The world starts to get really sluggish. Okay, I will write this thing and then come back to you. That should be workable now. Let us get rid of these. Again, they at the moment make more problems than I really like. It's the wheels are cool, but I don't know what's up with them. Why physics are even, don't know, even Clang is even angrier with these wheels than with the normal ones. I don't know. It's the game. Okay, let's get this going. And the digital camouflage. X. And then let's see how the normal wheels fare. Normal wheels, wheel suspension 3x3. Right, we want to go with the bigger ones. 5x5, right? Oh no. 9. It will get a lot wider stance, but that is okay. Back or forward? I'll go closer to front. Okay, now 5x5 left. Does this work? Yes, this works. It's not as nice, sadly, but we will have to live with this, I would say. Why are there no wheels? Oh, okay, because I was in the way. Okay, wheels, but again, I want to move the miner to the next position. Add wheels. No fuel. That's also something I need to deal with. The whole no fuel thing here on this rover is just... It's angering me. It looks better with the other ones. But okay. Let us go over to the harvester, move that thing maybe to a better position where we can hopefully find something interesting for us. And then we will have to think how we deal with everything here. Maybe we anchor everything and then leave it here as long as we are gone. On the way back, we can maybe pick up a bit more work and see what else we can do here. Again, I still want to, don't know, work on maybe a small siege build. We still have no wind farm. That's also something we might want to deal with. or 5. And then we go to 1. Unlock this. And then bring up the wheels. By the way, the addition of the front wheels there, I don't know what's happening, but that helped. It helped really, really, really crazy for just, don't know, just 2 normal small wheels there. Again, I want to see, maybe cobalt is a good thing. We could bring that down. Whoa. We could bring that down from space. That's also always an option, but again, we didn't want to do that. So let us silver, cobalt immediately. It's a bit deep. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. That works out. That works out. We can drill right into that. Can drill right into that. Ooh, it comes even more up. Okay. Good. Repositioned. Bring that down. And start drilling again. Let's see what the landing gear does. Oh, I can see it from here. Let us go down 1 more. 5. Lock it. Second. 4, 5, 1. If it goes into position like that, then it's relatively quick to set up. I want to give it a few turns so it can pre-drill this hole here. And then we can just start that up. Bring in the cobalt, hopefully we can get some. And bring that back with the harvester, reposition that thing again, and then we'll see. Give it a bit more. And then I need to fly back. Now it's sad to not have the ornithopter. Maybe we can build something else. Or we can, don't know, later find something else that we can use here, because yeah, I'm missing out on that. I use my hydrogen too much. I have the feeling that is something that normally would need dealing with. Let us just start the process. Okay, now I can go back. That thing is drilling on its own. That's always the best way of drilling. Ooh, I should move the microphone a bit. Good. Okay. Again, once we have drilled that out, I will see. What else we need? Yeah, gold is still something we need, but the thing is now. Yeah, the things we really need is at the moment just a lot of steel plates. So I would like to, maybe you have suggestions for that. On the deck of this, we have a lot of space that's at the moment not really used. And I would kind of like to do something about that. So maybe just put some cargo containers up, small ones, just so it looks like that somebody has stacked some things here. Maybe we don't really need to use them. Is there a good way to decorate? That's something that would be interesting for me. If you have found good ways how you can maybe decorate stuff like this. We could use some different materials, like for example the catwalks. They are always a thing. Just have some catwalks on the ground to give it the different yeah, a feeling that the material kind of changes, then we could work with a bit of different colors. Not colors maybe, but we have the option to put maybe some mossy is not, maybe some carbon fiber. Let us. Oh, okay, that goes. That's too bright, or? Okay, wrong. That's better. Just to have a bit of a different texture around some of the things here. Yeah. Again, I need tips for that. That's always appreciated because, again, how can we fix this up? Maybe that's something that we can decide on, because it could be a good way to finally start using the ignore color on the bar system. Maybe. Yeah, something like that. So to give the walkway a bit of a different, yeah, just texture. So let me continue that to here, and we should put in some doors. I don't need airlocks here. That's a thing I didn't, or yeah, I didn't want to do. It is just not needed, and normally just takes up time to just go through that. And because this thing is largely an atmospheric craft, don't really need that. Come on. Yeah, again, we color suggestions also always appreciated for this, and maybe I can work with a bit more with these girders. Yeah, we could work with the curve, with the pipes. The problem is I always fear that the pipes kind of make for good ways to bring the game down even more, because they are basically conveyors. I'm not sure how crazy they are on performance. Again, just to, don't know, just to modify that stuff so that we see something else than the straight lines and the smooth surfaces. So we will do that on top of these things too. Maybe on the side, just a bit. It would be nice to have an even worse texture, to just sprinkle in some even more damaged parts where the color really came off. Talked about that the last time. I will do some more work this week. I hope that I can stream at one point, maybe somewhere in the morning. Have to see how that works out. Tomorrow will be the normal stream day. Hopefully, we want to incorporate the drill and fill system onto the server. So tomorrow I have to do a bit of maintenance on the server before we can stream in the evening. And alone going and changing the color of these things might already be something that we really need. Ooh, I know what we could do. We need some spare wheels. If the rover ever gets damaged, having some spare wheels would be nice. That's maybe the idea of this. And then on the other side we put down some of the smaller ones. Oh, okay, what? Oh, yeah, I didn't use these, or did I use the 5x5? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Good, people. I think that's all for today. Again, this is at the moment is still just working my way through these things. I'm I have to find better how to say the at the moment I'm just working away on this. There's nothing new to add, kind of, and so at the moment it's just trying to get this thing as finished as possible, so that we again can leave it behind for now and take a look at something different. We will have to see. Good, people. Yeah, again, that's all for today. I hope you liked the episode. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Hope to see you in the next one, I would say. See ya, guys.